Our next speaker is the co-founder of Dasra and led the launch of the Dasra Social Impact Leadership Program with Harvard Business Publishing, a first-of-its-kind executive education program for social sector leaders in India. She has closely worked with Dasra's portfolio organizations such as Educate Girls, Sneha, Sarthi, and Angan to redefine their strategies and accelerate their growth by 20 to 30x. In addition, she has played a pivotal role in engaging with USAID, Piramal Foundation, and Kiawa Trust to form the Dasra Girl Alliance, a collaborative partnership that focuses on reproductive, maternal, newborn child healthcare, and adolescent girls' empowerment in India. She holds a master's in business administration from the Harvard Business School and is an Indian Leadership Initiative Fellow with Aspen Institute. Please help me welcome on stage Ms. Neera Nundy.
So thank you very much, Ashish, Ravi, and the entire founding team for inviting me here. I think it's so exciting that the sector has finally come to a point to see the importance of actually investing in talent. I don't know how many of you know this, but we started Dasra 17 years ago in 1999 with the whole idea that if you could provide capacity building to organizations, largely from the management side because we didn't know any better, but from the management side capacity building as well as strategic funding, then we would be able to better support organizations to really achieve scale. Because of the problems being so large in this country, we were trying to figure out how do you really help organizations scale, and through that we've created a number of different aspects of Dasra. So I'm most excited about the fact that capacity building is becoming a priority, that funders are thinking about funding it. I think from our perspective, I just thought it would be useful to share a bit of how we've seen the sector move and really what we see ISDM filling in terms of important strategic gap. So if you think about the importance of scaling and if that's really a core priority for Dasra, I think over the years we've seen three aspects to this that really enable it. Clarity and strategy. What's the business model? Where's this organization going? What's its potential? Then really thinking about capital. So are we matching the right kind of funding with what this business model is? And do we have funding that's investing in building institutional strength, like salaries, systems, and things that sort of Vidya was speaking to? And the third one really being talent. And it's not until we started the Dasra Giving Circle, which was around bringing really strategic funding, that we found you can infuse as much money as you want, but as soon as you're trying to build these organizations to accelerate, you're really starting to look for talent. And where are you going to find these people became a real important place that Dasra was actually sifting through resumes, trying to think of org structures, and where will you find them. I think from our perspective, we've tried to build programs, in essence, to really help build existing talent. And I think it's an important piece that we shouldn't miss out is your talent that's in your organization. If you can invest in them, that'll save you money, time, effort is in the most impactful. And we have the leadership program that tries to do that with Harvard Business School. We've run that for 3 years. We ran the accelerator program for 8 years, really trying to think about how do you invest in internal talent. But I think the dilemma for the sector is if we're really trying to solve these problems with urgency, you're going to need to find outside talent. And there's an interesting Bridgespan statistic. Bridgespan's a nonprofit consulting firm, has worked a lot in leadership and development in the US and has just come to India that we're working with. And one of their statistics out there says that nonprofits typically only fill their talent needs with 30% from internal capacity, which means 70% needs to come from the external side. And so I think having a program like ISDM is extremely valuable in plugging some of the talent gap and being able to bridge that. I do think it's important to think about what's the program that you're going to use to really help tailor this talent. And we found that most of the time when you're actually in the sector is when you're really learning. So I'd urge to kind of think about that 70-20-10 rule. You guys know this: 70% you learn on the job, 20% you learn from mentoring, 10% you learn in a classroom. And so being able to ensure that that talent's out there and you're being able to bring things back and forth in a group setting is a lot of what we've done in the leadership program. Learning from peers, bringing in practitioners, being able to support with mentoring. are all ways I think we need to bring in to be able to support this talent, or just some things that have worked for us, but I hope that you guys also think about incorporating. But I'm very excited that you're doing this. Dasra would love to be able to help out in any way. I see the ecosystem strengthening around this. I think for those of you who are funders out there, this stuff costs money. So it's important to think about how, as funders, you're supporting the capacity building, and we're seeing a growing awareness among actually some companies and CSR to put money into the capacity building side. But I urge funders to fund, but also organizations to ask. If you don't ask for this kind of capacity building and how that relates to your ability to scale and have impact, we're not going to create enough of a movement. So congratulations.